Hello everyone, welcome back. And today I wanted to share with you this video, which is about other journals that I am using. And I wanted to share with you my impressions, what I think, the reasons why I have started using these journals, and what the intentions behind them are. As you can see, I have quite a couple of them, and there are a lot of reasons why I have started these. One of the things that I mention in many of my videos is that I do suffer from anxiety, and I have mentioned this many times for a long time, and I have even tried to give some advice according to my experience about how to deal with it and what I suffer from. But these things come normal and they happen, and you have to learn to deal with them. It's not something that everyone would suffer from it, but you just find yourself in it. First of all, I want to say that, by the way, whatever I say about anxiety, whatever I say about how I deal with it, so on and so forth, it's very important that what I say is based on my experience. Therefore, I am not a medical person, I am not a psychiatrist, I am not a psychological expert, I have none of these things. But I have been suffering from anxiety for a long time. And obviously, like any human being, you try to find your ways and means on how to deal with it. And I wanted just to share my experience. So this is just about what gave me a little bit of peace in the moments when I was very anxious. As you can see, there are quite a couple of notebooks, as I already said, but I wanted to go through them. Last year I had a series of videos about the planners and journals that I was using, and this year I didn't want to do the same thing. I will be posting nonetheless a video about my current organizational system, and as I go along, even what I may change from it. But I wanted to introduce you to these newly established notebooks that are helping me along, with the intention that I can, or I try to inspire someone to just do them. Maybe if they suffer even from my same conditions, they can be of good help. But it has been a long introduction. Before I continue, I just want to give you and say just a little note. None of what you are seeing is sponsored or whatever. It's just my experience and my idea. So I hope that I managed to help someone out there. So the first thing that I want to start from is this one. Let me put it here. My Holy Bible. And here I have a sort of, I don't know whether they call it a cover or a compendium. I don't know how they call it. But I do have two things in there. One is the book that I am currently reading, a notebook that shows the notes that I am taking from my reading, and a sort of insert. Let me show you a sort of traveler's notebook insert that I use to write notes that I want to keep when I am reading the Bible. Now, this is the Holy Bible because I'm Catholic, Christian, for that religion. Obviously, depending on your religion, I encourage you to read the book that has to do with your religion. Spiritual things do help a lot. They help mentally, they help psychologically, I think. And even when you try to understand why people do some things, why we do some things, and why we observe specific cultures, specific traditions, etc., they do help us even more. I found that being spiritual helped me in many ways, especially for my anxiety, for my overthinking, because going through the stories of Jesus, the love that he showed for humanity, so on and so forth, just gave me the opportunity to understand a little bit more about emotions. So apart from this, what I do is I have this pocket Holy Bible. I do keep in it one of these very, very slim highlighters. Hope it shows. And it has two tips, one which is very thin and one which is a bit thicker. And what I do is when I read, I simply just highlight the parts that I have loved from that passage. And I want to just keep them, or I want to just research a little bit on them. So what I do is I open my traveler's notebook insert and I just copy them. I copy whatever gives me, makes me interested to that particular section. And if I want to go and just research a little bit more, such as family trees, etc., to just know the generations and what happened, as on the Bible, I just go and write it here. So it helps me understand the Bible. It helps me understand a little bit more our origins and why we do specific things. One of the things I want to talk about is that I don't like believing in things that are not proved to me, in a way that I don't like believing something because someone else told me, but I decided that it would help me understand better my spirituality and the importance of specific things that I was doing in my life based on what I was always taught to believe, but what I have always been taught to believe, I wanted to have it supported. So the Bible gives me not only spirituality, but also gives me reason to believe what I believe. So without further ado, I don't want to annoy you any further with that. I do keep, by the way, I do keep this insert into here. So I put it in here, okay? Usually it sticks there, it closes, and I just keep this notebook with me. So for the moment, I'm going to remove it and I'm gonna explain further what I do. The next thing that I do is I'm reading this book at the moment, which is Overcoming Retroactive Jealousy. As you can see here, it's by Zachary Stockel. And I had suffered due to my anxiety from retroactive jealousy. And it was going overboard, and there were moments I was so anxious, I was so much overthinking that I was practically ruining my relationship with my partner. Thank God that time is over, and I found my ways to deal with it, like I'm trying to deal with anxiety and with my overthinking even more. And I'm giving you quite some personal information here, but I would like to tell all those people out there that do in a way, in any way can relate to me, that things can be, you can get help, things can get better, so on and so forth. What I did at that time, I just researched a lot on the internet, because on the internet there's a lot of information, and I found this book and I said, okay, I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna read it, because I always love to hear other people's experiences. And as you can see here, you can see the highlights, the yellow highlights that I've made, and then I go on and copy on this notebook, because for me that's the only way how I can be able to understand what is going on. I feel it helps me. I feel that it takes my mind away from overthinking. It takes also my mind away because it pours me into writing, which I love. I love writing. I wouldn't go on to a complete electronic method to journal or to do anything. I love it. I love writing, and my notebooks make me feel better. So that is one thing also. Do whatever makes you feel good. As long as it is not illegal, as long as it is not harmful to yourself or to anybody else, just try to find time to do whatever makes you feel good. And reading books that I have had for so many years, and reading all those stack of books that I have in my library just make me feel good. And to remember and ease my memory, I just take notes for it too. So that's an idea that I could give you. Now, before going into this one, which is my anxiety journal, and I'm going to explain about that later on, I wanted to show you even my health and weight loss journal tracker. And I have set up this some time ago. And here I have whatever has to do with my health. So I have a notebook, and here I track basically everything. And it is even funny because of the pictures. I purchased it like this, so it is not something that I've done. I have life changes for the body. It's just a list. Life changes for the soul, which is also just a list. 10 things for your soul. And all these things just come from things I wanted to do for myself, and even things that I have researched. So the idea is this: when I want to do something, when I want to implement something, I just go on the internet and look about it. I read all the articles I managed to find, and then I come up with one article, one note paper that summarizes everything. And I have basically put forward even 10 things for your soul, which is, when I summarize them, the 1 to 10, they are: drink a lot of water, meditate, journal, read books, organize yourself well and time management, take care of yourself, so beauty, pamper, buy occasional gifts for yourself, do exercise, eat well, and also find things for which you are grateful. These 10 things I found that were very good for myself and helped me even once again with my anxiety. So I would also suggest that you find time for these things. At the end of the day, I came up with 2 things. I said, what if I try and start doing a daily routine? And this daily routine had to do with just 2 hours out of my busy schedule of things that I had to do. And I said, okay, let's put 30 minutes to read a book, 15 minutes to listen to music, 15 minutes of beauty routine, 30 minutes as exercise, 15 minutes of journaling, and 15 minutes of Bible study. These are the things I love most, and I have put specific time, just few time out of my day to do all these things. I went on and I have transformed it into a tracker sheet, and I have just typed these that I've written here into an Excel sheet. I have put the time allocated, the task, the status, and the day of the week. So with a whiteboard marker, which is erasable, every day when I read a book for 30 minutes, I just check that out, and I ensure that I check them all. And if I've done that for Monday, I will check Monday out, and it will continue like that for the whole week. For this system, it means that I managed to be healthy for that particular week. Obviously, there are many times when I don't manage to do it, so I don't take it a lot against myself. I have been quite procrastinating in the last weeks because I was very busy at work, but I am sure that I can pick up once again and just do it. It helped me a lot. I can tell you, I felt very much better. And this, coupled up with my bullet journal and with my planner, it helped to make me feel even more better than I was before. So the next thing that I've done, I've printed the sheet in A5, and then from creativecalendars.com, that I found this picture online, I've printed it, and this shows the water intake that I would like to have every day. And when I just drink a glass of water, I just check it out and use the same system that I have been using. I've kept one of these, which is laminated. They are just 2 papers back to back and laminated. I've kept this in my planner because I wanted to track what I was doing. As I said, there are days when I do procrastinate quite a lot. So I'm gonna put it at the back of this notebook. Let me put it there. Okay. And The next section is about weight loss tracker, but at the moment I did not start yet. Then I have an exercise tracker. I guess that I have lost the tab to this because this was tabbed. Anyways, I will look for it later on. I've got an exercise tracker here where I have the calendars and I just highlight the day when I have done some exercise. I have a notes section, which is everything that I found and that I find manages to have anything that has to do with health, exercise, things that make me feel better, etc. Such as I have this sort of explanation here on how to do exercises, and I have found another one and the continuation of the pages. As you can see, I have just glued them into my notebook, and that's it. That's what I have here. I have also some coconut oil for personal hygiene and the body. So this is basically all the benefits of coconut oil. I do have a huge jar of coconut oil that I use for massaging myself with it, my feet, my legs, my arms, and I feel a lot better. Even the scent is a beautiful scent. So I would recommend even purchasing some scents that make you feel good. So that is my health and weight loss journal tracker over there. I usually keep this pen with it. And when I will do the video about the organizational system that I'm using, I will also be telling you a bit about it. So these are the last two journals and notebooks that I want to show you. Both of them contain a lot of personal information, so apologies for not being able to show you everything and every page that there is, because there are names and surnames that I wouldn't want to show all over the world for obvious reasons. But here I have my bullet journal. I do call it my bullet journal for the same reason that I do write everything, and the ideas that I do write here come out literally like bullets, and I have to be very speedy in writing everything because otherwise I will forget. One of the problems and one of the things that gives me more anxiety is that I have a constant fear that I will be forgetting something which is either important or a to-do or something to buy, etc. So the first thing that I do is I do sleep with this near me. I do take it to the bathroom. I do take it at work. I do take it to dinner dates. I take it everywhere. I'm sorry, but I have to have it with me because it helps me control my anxiety. And this is another tip. Just look for your fears. Try to understand your fears and try to find things that help you deal with your fears. Okay, it's bulky to keep a notebook with you, but if it makes you feel better, just go for it. It's just a notebook at the end of the day. So this is what I would suggest. This helped me a lot to deal with my anxiety. What I do here, there are, let me see whether I am showing you well. Okay, here it is. I have a personal tab at the front. At the back, I do have a tab for work. And then I have notes in the middle, as you can see there. And this means, okay, this means that I do have my list of to-dos at the front, my list of to-dos for work at the back. I have also a traveler's notebook insert here, which is a journal, because if I need to vent, I will have it there. I can tell you these are page markers of where I have something pending, these three. And in the middle, I do have the notes section there. So in the middle goes whatever comes to my mind, whatever I need to take a note on. I'm not going to be able to open it up for you because, as I said, there are a lot of personal things. But what I do is simply I write the week, dates covering from Monday to Sunday, and I just list down all the things that have to be done for that day. That's all that happens. There's nothing else that happens in there other than a couple of notes that I need to take every time. So that's that. The next one, and this is very serious, and I think that it is how my idea to do this video just came up. It's my anxiety journal. That's how I call it. And first of all, when I came to purchase this notebook, I saw the picture. I fell in love with the picture, and this picture just transmitted to me something very important. It gave me a sense of calmness. It gave me a sense of thoughts that brought me back to my childhood. And this is the reason why I purchased it. So when you are going to purchase a vessel that will serve as your journal, just try to find something inspiring to you. It can inspire whatever you want, as long as it gives you the feeling that you need to go and grab it every time you see it. That's all. So I'm gonna start from the back, which is the most easier thing to explain. And at the back, I have a calendar, as you can see, and here I do track my panic attacks, my feeling anxious, and my severe anxiety attacks. As you can see, in the month of April, I did not have a lot of them. And in the month of May, I just had on the 2nd of May, what it was, a severe anxiety attack. For the rest of the weeks, till now, I did not have a lot to track. And I'm happy. I hope that I will be arriving to the end of this year with just nothing tracked, because that would mean that I have done a huge and important improvement. But at least I'm tracking them. I know what is happening around. Like I track a lot of other health things. So the first thing that I've done is my journey is called Living with Anxiety, and it is really and truly a journey. And what I've done here, I'm going to be very, very careful. Okay, so I can show you this. The first thing that you are going to see here is a list. Basically, what I've done is a lot of research over the internet about how to deal with anxiety. I'm sure that if you Google it, you will be able to find a lot of information. And I have grabbed all that information and put in just one article, one document. And the first one says, learn to recognize the signs of your own panic. 2, thoughts. 3, take some deep breaths. 4, take responsibility to figure out what you're afraid of. 5, negative thinking. 6, check the facts. 7, make a decision and take some action, tackling each fear. 8, sell yourself on a positive outcome. 9, accept imperfections. 10, relaxation. 11, distraction. 12, thoughts challenging. 13, graded exposure to fears. And 14, problem solving strategies. There are many others that I did not list in this document. And I'm sure you can find a lot of information on the internet, and you can also personalize them according to yourself. So I suggest that you do even your research and adapt to your feelings and what you are doing. One advice I would like to give to everyone, which is you can't improve if you do not acknowledge that you have a problem. That is my personal motto. And I believe that it's the most important thing ever in your life, and it's so important to do it. So try to journal, try to focus, try to find time to understand what is going on in your life and what gives you anxiety, what gives you panic attacks, what makes you feel bad, what makes you feel sad, and try to find ways and means, and even researching what you can do to help yourself. What follows is something that I can't show you because it's a journaling, but what I have here is, as I said, some journaling. I've done a list in this journal that where I have listed all the things that make me feel sad, that give me the panic attack. So as I said, I have started my journey to acknowledging what is wrong with what I've been doing. The next thing that I've done was, okay, I can show you this. It is the good and the bad, I've called it. And these are two lists. On this side of the page, I've done the bad things that equal my anxiety. And on the good, I've listed all the things that I think make me feel okay and are okay with me. And I have listed 12 things that give me anxiety, whilst as for the good things, I have 15 things. And I can show you, I'm sorry about that. Then I've done a list, okay, I've done a list of what I plan to do, what needs to be done. And I think I can show you this one. Okay. One of the things that can make me take revenge on my anxiety would be physical things, which are water intake, exercise, beauty routines, and beauty treatments. I can do some weight loss things, which include physical exercise, water intake, less fatty foods, and less sugar. And also follow my 2-hour rituals as planned, the one that I've showed you before. As another list, I do have what I would like to start doing to feel better. So I am taking action here and I am coming up with a plan. And it is about start journaling, save more money, reading all the books, sleep more hours, be more healthy. The things I have also, said were find my confidence again, live a healthier relationship, be more spiritual, control and manage my overthinking, be more independent as I once was, and do more the things I like, which are cooking, crafting, planners, YouTube videos, etc. And all this list that I have spoken about, I have put it into my sun. I call it my sun. And this means that here I wanted a better life, which is the sun. And I've just come up with rays like that. And this is the mapping. This is sort of mind mapping, visualizing what you have put into writing, visualizing it, because this is better. I really love it. And what I have said in here, I just have put it into this one. So I would suggest that you go for your sun and you try to put together your sun. And hopefully you come up with a couple of things that you can do to feel better and even to control your anxiety even more. I'm sorry if I couldn't show you some more things which were a bit personal, but till now this is where I have arrived. So I have designed my sun basically. Go for it, do it. If you feel good doing something, do it. If you feel that you want to do another couple of journals, just go for it. And once again, use the items that you have and try to make yourself feel good. Just don't bother looking into other people's videos, because what works for them might not work for you. So don't say, because this person has this, I'm gonna have it. Just bother to look at the content, at the ideas, and then put them out for yourself. It is very important that you focus on yourself and that you give the help to yourself as much as possible. I still have a lot of down moments. I still cry. I still feel panicked, but I'm feeling that I am controlling it a little bit because I am thinking more about myself and I am thinking even more about what is going on. I know this video has been a bit long. I know that I have said so many things that I probably might have annoyed you, but I wanted just to give you an insight and just share with you my experience. So take care of yourself. I hope that you like this video and that you subscribe for more. And in the meantime, bye.